Now that I have Nuxt installed on my machine and I have this placeholder here for my new web app that I'm creating, the movies, I'm going to go ahead and swap out this placeholder imagery with just some basic TailwindUI components. If you don't have TailwindUI is pretty awesome. You're probably already familiar with Tailwind CSS, but TailwindUI really helps you quickly just create a pretty cool, compelling, beautiful looking web app. So I'm going to go in here and then just check on a couple of these components that I want to use for my app. One thing I want is just a standard layout. And I kind of like this top one right here. So let's go ahead and open up my app and then just dump this content into it. All right, so I'm going to open up IntelliJ. It's my IDE of choice. And here we could see the app that I installed using the Nuxt.js install wizard. The great thing with Nuxt is that basically everything that you put under pages will automatically route. So you don't need to worry about creating your router. But with what I'm going to start with, it's more at the layout level. So let's go ahead and expand the layout section and then click on default, and we'll see the default layout here. Well, before I already went in and I copied that TailwindUI code and then I kind of made it work for me. So I'm just going to paste that in here and I'll show it to you just really quick. So within the template tags, I pasted in the div and all the container stuff from the TailwindUI page. And I also went in and I just hid a bunch of stuff that I don't want to show right now because I'm just trying to create a real simple app. But one of the most important things to show you is right here where it says Nuxt. If you're familiar with the slot tag in Vue.js, this is basically a very similar element. So the Nuxt element right here is basically where everything that is in the pages index.view is going to be dumped into. So that's kind of the container for it. If we look at index.view, this is all the default information that was on the web page I was displaying before. I already went into TailwindUI and copied some of the code and fiddled with it, so I'm just going to paste all that in here. And all this information is basically going to appear within that Nuxt section or the body section of the template that we just created. So let's go ahead and go back to my web browser and click on the Movies tab, and we could see not only the template, the container for the movies, but also what I put in the middle, which is this information here. A pretty cool thing with Nuxt is that if I go in here and edit some of this information, we'll see it dynamically load here on the right. So Ricardo Cooper, well, let's go change this information out with some actual movies. Let's just go ahead and search for Ricardo Cooper, and then let's change that out and add a movie. Let's say Children of Men. Save that out, and then we'll see that change there. What are a couple other movies that we could add? Let's see. Let's swap out Kristen Ramos with The Terminator. And Ted Fox with Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. One of my favorite movies. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and continue updating this information to have it better reflect a list of movies.